Hey, good morning. So a lot of you, or maybe a lot of you, have never like scrolled down or looked for the picture of the hat that says "Cancer sucks." So I've always had problems with my throat, breathing, and whatnot. So I've been wearing masks for about a decade, and I cough. I do an annoying little cough. So they at one time they told me they were going to take my mandible off. That was a worst case scenario. At least that's what Moffat said. But I want to show you, and I've got a point of something about I've been watching YouTube videos and trying to get better at this. You're going to save yourself some money, old-fashioned dryer. Wash a blanket, hang it out in the sun. And I clean up a little bit, but this isn't who I am. These are cool shirts, by the way. They got a cool little thing. They got a hoodie, but this is who I am. And I'll show you the reason why I wear this thing. So after radiation, scarring, we got a project going on. I just want to share this with you. This is made by Copperfit, and it's got a cool sweatband. So where I don't sweat after radiation and whatnot, this is the reason why I wear this stuff when I'm doing all these projects. And again, I'm trying to show my kids we can make this channel happen. So please sub. Little storm damage today. We're gonna be repairing it. Jessica's gonna be helping me on it. I'm gonna be doing a shortcut I saw an older guy do on YouTube. So I think that's what these channels are meant for, is to help each other out. So eventually gonna paint the stickers on here. I don't care about stuff looking brand new. Look at me. I don't care what people think about me. You know what I mean? Just be who you are, be yourself. Be happy who you are within yourself, and go live. Let's build a camper. Taking advantage of the morning, the cool morning here in Florida, because it gets almost 100 degrees now, like instantly. But I think that's everywhere. So here's what I did. Come on over. So I think once you start watching some videos and video after video, and one guy's got 30,000 views, and we may only get like tens of views on this. Hope this helps you. So come on over. A guy said that he had used a, hang on, let me get the size, a 2364 bit. I used a 13/64 bit at first, and another little tool I used, my old copper punch died on me, so I took the tip off of it and I just used a small little punch to start my hole. And again, I stepped it with a 13/64 bit on a low speed there, and then once you grab it, once it goes in and grabs your bigger bit, and that's a what size again? 23/64s?
I believe so.
Hang on.
I believe so.
Yeah, 23/64 bit. So I stepped it twice, started with the punch, come in here, and that actually goes in really nice. You can kind of see it kind of has a little bit of wiggle room with that rivet there. So it does wiggle a little bit, and then that went in very nice as well. So you can look down into the hole itself, and you can see you're about ready to pull this thing on out of here. So, all right, so that's that. And then what I did is I took my square. I love working with a square. I'm going out a little bit further than what that fella did on his video. I'm going out a little bit further. So, and I'm gonna cut in. That way you won't have any tears and whatnot. And I'll sand it the same way. And then I came over here as well. So I'll open up a big gap. So you've got all this whole big round circle that's riveted there. It's riveted here. And for the life of the time that you own the camper, you're probably never gonna have to worry about that rivets, or worry about those rivets. Also, my wife pointed out, excuse me, sorry guys. Make sure you mark, that's what editing is for. We won't edit though. That's what, the front valance. Make sure that you mark your front valance. And if you just want to mark rear. And you're gonna have another one down here, which Jessica pointed out. Come on down and look up here where my finger is. So, that's gonna be your light stringer. So, okay. I like the Dremel a little bit better than I like the my grinder with the cutting wheel. Just, you can kind of feel the breaking of the aluminum, and once it got through the point where you could feel that pink, you can actually kind of hear it, feel it sort of, and then that just comes off real easy. See that channel there now? So then this will work its way through is the goal. So I'm gonna come around here. If you're not used to using the Dremel, best tool ever. You have glasses? Put your glasses on. And you can see that it just broke through, and I could feel it because there's a gap. So once you go from there, come on over this way and look this way. See that gap in there? Once it sinks through, you feel it. Let me go back to it. Don't push hard on your Dremel. Just let it cut and do the work. Get a good line. Then come on back. And you can feel it drop in the line that you put in there. That's it. Now I'm gonna go get my next step. I'm gonna file those down real good. Come on up here, take a look. I'm gonna file that down real good. Taper it, get in there and file it down. Take my Dremel, go in there and clean all that up. And I've got, hang on, I'll show you the files I'll use. I love keeping old tools that break, because now I'm gonna use that old broken file. But I'm gonna start off cleaning up with the round file. I mean, we're there. It's ready. You're gonna be a little bit nervous, but I mean, just do it. 50 years from now, you'll be dead anyways, if you're in your 40s and 50s. Trust me, when you're 90, I doubt you'll be out hauling ass around the country with a travel trailer. So just do it now while you can. You know, don't wait to go to Moffett like I did. Don't wait to, thank you for moving those. You know, a lot of people see me as being a different character, or a different guy. Well, once you discover death, and once you're faced with death, road racing motorcycles, you know, almost crashed, well, not almost crashing. I was in Grand Prix chasing, I was in second place chasing first place. You get out there, and when you start following guys for like 5 years, and you follow the race lines and you follow the patterns, and when you get out there and you're by yourself, then you have to rely on yourself to find the race line. So when your puck hits the ground and your elbow, happened to me a couple of times out at Moroso. I forget what turn, I think it was called turn 5. But when you lay down and you drop in, and you got a guy in front of you to follow, you know, you think you're okay. But when you get past those guys, I got past those guys. When you get past those guys, that's where the world changes, because you become fast and you become faster, and you become violently fast. Anyways, it was airlifted to West Palm Beach, St. Mary's. It's now, well, it was called the West Palm Beach International Speedway. I guess I can take these off. I feel like I'm yelling. And that was the first time I experienced death. I was DOA. I spent time in a coma, and my Glasgow count was 2. I forget if I talked about this on another video. I thought I had, but you know, then cancer, then your dad dies of cancer, and then out of the blue your mom dies. You don't even get a warning about it. You don't even get like a message or a phone call. so go live. But she's the one that taught me how to do a lot of the stuff that I do, camping-wise. My dad taught me some of the skills that I have. But when you're a kid and you guys owned a restaurant, we owned a restaurant, and everything broke, you are, you gotta fix everything yourself. And man, these are the best skills ever that I ever taught myself. My kids, right now, you know what they're doing? They're cleaning their bedrooms with a dad inspection. Oh, it sounds horrible. What, dude, you inspect your kid's room? Well, if you don't, old tools, man, sucks. If you don't, you let them get away with whatever they want to get away with. So that's not about camping. It's just not about doing boats. It's a whole moral and principle on how to live your life. A good, clean, and I'm not perfect. Am I perfect? You're gonna give a thumbs up or thumbs down to that? Yeah, she's laughing. I'm not perfect. And I know a lot of you guys on there know that you're not perfect. But man, just go out and live and have fun. Do the best that you can. All right, so you see it. You've heard my ramblings. Next step, let's see how hard this is.
I gotta like gunk.
Oh yeah, I gotta, hold on. Let me grab my knife. So one of the steps you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to cut your piping on the other side. And I don't know how to do that quite yet. So another video, see ya.
So I'm gonna do a quick video. Here is our new awning that we have. I love the color. A lot of people don't like the two-tone color, but we picked the blue. Let's see here, let's see if I can find that. It's made by, it's upside down, but Sunwave. We bought it off Amazon. I will link the description of it in the channel, but they tell you to flatten it out and lay it in the sun before you put it on to get all the wrinkles and stuff out. So that's what we did. Can't wait to put it on.
All right, here we go. Easy peasy. Now I wanted to save this for my rooftop, for the expedition. I'll trim this thing out a little bit, cut it back, and I'll utilize it as a canopy for our expedition. But that's done. It's still good. It's not bad. It's just a storm got to it one night, and it is what it is. Alrighty, we're letting that one sit out in the sun for a little bit. Let's get it actually in the sun and out of the shade. And our next step, and right now we're in, I don't know, probably about an hour's worth of setup. So now what we're gonna do, whoops, take out these two bolts here, and there's a little screw there and one screw in the front here. That's a Phillips. I believe that's gonna be 11 or 12. I'll let you know when I'm back on and back up with my tools. So that's it. We're gonna pull this off the back end. Didn't work. Didn't work. Oh, dads. If you ever, let me see those back. You know when you send your kids out, you know when you send your kids out to the tools and you go, hey, go get me the pliers, right? And your kids go, okay, and they come back and they bring you these, and then they bring you dikes, and then they bring you a hammer. So I learned with a Sharpie, needle nose, pliers, channel locks. So I did this for the kids. Anyways, I tried grabbing this piping out with all of these. Didn't work. I just grabbed the old fabric, clamped down, gave it a couple of snug pulls. That's gonna tip. And here we go. And I think me getting out of the way with the ladder is probably gonna help. Love these ladders, by the way. If you're not using these, something's wrong with you. I can tell you where it's hanging up at a little bit there. You saw me struggle. That screw hole.
And then also, it's just these two bolts up here. Right there, those two that are up there. And then there's two little, I call them finishing screws, I guess, that hold the canopy up there as well, that you take off. So there's one on one side, and then there's one on the other side. So you just take that off, and then you can pull that off.
So where they collapse, you just want to go back in and open that up a little bit. And maybe take your file. Rub your glove hand over it, because if your glove's gonna catch, then your canopy's gonna catch. All right, we're going one way, so I think we're good to go. See you on the flip side.
One.
All right, so our awning was, I want to make sure that you guys know this if you're doing yours. Our awning was as if you're taking this thing apart and you're bringing it down to zero. Vice grips, not a dragonfly, not a real fan of the vice grip method. Plus on our older one, we don't have any place to turn. We're not taking this and turning this right here. So we didn't take this apart and off and then come here and turn that. You wouldn't want to use these small ones anyways. So if you've got gloves, this has already been turned 13 times, okay? Gloved hand. She's wound. Don't make stuff so difficult. It's not that hard. That's it. See you on the flip side. Kid you not, it's probably, man, it feels like 115, but she's on. Take a look. We didn't do this part on the back seam here. It's just too hot. The material is literally folding, so we're gonna have to wait till it's colder. But here we go.
A little creasage, but that's okay. Lock it into place. Lock it into place.
Thank you, ma'am. Big shout out to the missus. Big shout out to Caden. We thought, well, it's just the three of us. I don't know how people do it, but here in the sun, I'm just gonna tell you that this material was just like, I mean, you could just stretch it. So thanks to Landon coming out, and then you saw me run out and get Jackson. So you guys, thank you guys. Couldn't have done it without everybody's help. 5 people, family.